Here, the question is when. It should be tomorrow morning based on the current timing that we're seeing. Winds at 80, north at 2. The worst to have these systems that are moving slow because it magnifies the impacts of the wind and the rain. We've seen a little change with some of the satellite images coming in. Had a big burst of convection kind of wobbling around the mid-level center, which is here, and then the surface center, which is here, not quite lined up with this system. That's why we're at 80-mile-per-hour winds, but we're getting every bit of that right near the beaches in some places with gusts, and we had a lot of reports of problems. Dolphin Island, Fort Morgan Peninsula, and Gulf Shores getting the brunt of the leading edge of the core of really the eye wall of what's going on here with Sally. So the worst part of it is right here on the doorstep of the beaches. We are getting rain almost over the entire area, but the rain totals are going to be much higher, especially from Mobile County back to the east, and it looks like the Panhandle in Baldwin County will unfortunately be the sweet spot for the heaviest rain. So not a good setup for Foley, for areas the Fish River drainage, the Styx River drainage, the Perdido River drainage, and the Escambia River basin for Pensacola. Then looking close here at radar with the red and the orange means you're getting definitely tropical storm conditions. You may even start to get some gusts to hurricane force. We were seeing gusts close to that at Dolphin Island before reportedly the weather station got knocked out there on the east end at Fort Gaines. Taking a closer look here, you can see very intense Foley, Gulf Shores, Seminole, Elsinore, back over here towards Lillian and down towards Perdido Key. We got a pretty nasty band lining up across the bay too. That's going to, I think a little piece of that will get into Mobile. We've had some power outages on both sides of the bay, and that situation may be magnified overnight tonight because it's such a slow moving system. Let's just see what kind of potential there is for wind up in the atmosphere a little bit. This is a rig about 80 to 90 miles offshore. It's showing winds out of the southwest at 74 with gusts to 101. We've seen sustained winds up around 80 plus miles an hour there. Offshore in Orange Beach, we've got a steady east wind at nearly 50 miles an hour, gusting to 65 with waves at 18 feet. And Brookley Field, Mobile right now, both locations reporting a northeast wind at 31. The water's getting driven out in Jackson County and Code in Bayou La Batre area right now. We're actually seeing lower tides. Tides are going to be higher in Pensacola and Destin where winds are out of the east, and once those winds turn southeast, the water may rush in some locations. Quick look at the track. Right now, the greatest likelihood of a direct hit would be Mobile County, Baldwin County, and Escambia County, Florida. Pretty much the heart of our forecast area. You can see the center of the track, but the impacts will be from there well on out to the east. We'll keep watching and tracking the latest on Hurricane Sally here on Fox 10 News.
All right, Jason, and on that note, we want to take it out live to the field where Tyler Fingard has been continuing our storm coverage for you. Tyler, you're in Baldwin County, and at last check on Highway 59?
Yeah, that's right, Lenise. We are on Highway 59. We got onto 59 because Beach Boulevard at different points are impassable. Let's switch up right now. Let me turn on our windshield wiper here so you can take a look. You can see just off to the right side of the road here, and it looks like someone's actually stuck here. But you can see that there is floodwaters in this area. This is 59, as I said. We're approaching Beach Boulevard. You can see a lot of water already covering the roads up here on 59. Beach Boulevard is also seeing this, and it's getting worse. We went up and down Beach Boulevard to Orange Beach in the Perdido Pass area about 2 or 3 hours ago, and it was perfectly fine. And now it is a completely different story. That's because of this rain that continues to fall, and it's been heavy. What you're looking at right now, it's been like this for the last several hours, and it just continues with that whipping wind as well. It's really not something people really would want to be out here for, but some people are still venturing out. Orange Beach Police actually putting on Twitter about an hour or so ago that they're asking people not to sightsee. They said Orange Beach is not open to sightseeing, and that's probably what most people are out doing right now who are out and about, because most of the businesses are shut down. If you pan around over here, some of the souvenir shops are closed, the restaurants have shut down, and there's just not a whole lot that's going on out here in Gulf Shores and the Orange Beach area. So a lot of people still out and about driving around, and it's definitely just a issue if people are going to be getting stuck in floodwaters. So there is that concern, and 59 and Beach Boulevard both having that issue out here so far, and it's going to probably continue getting worse over the course of the coming hours, and we'll continue to keep you up to date on air and online. For now, live in Gulf Shores tonight, Tyler Finger, Fox 10 News.
All right, Tyler, Baldwin Beach is taking it on the chin. They're going to get more as the night progresses. Another place that's really getting hit already, downtown Mobile and the Causeway. Our Lee Peck is there live now with the very latest. Lee, tell us what you're seeing now.
Well, we are seeing conditions definitely intensify out here. You could probably see the wind blowing back and forth. I don't know if you can hear it, but it's like almost an eerie, ghostly whistle sound as that wind just whips all around here on the Causeway. It's also already pushing, wiping the lens off there for you, already pushing the early signs of storm surge from the bay up into the parking lot, which we saw earlier. Eventually, of course, it will be over the Causeway. We have seen those conditions time and time again for lesser storms, so that of course is inevitable. Water will be over the Causeway, but traffic appears to be flowing right now. That is a good thing. Meanwhile, we have been from one end of Mobile County to the other in our storm tracker truck today, and you know, not only on the Causeway are businesses shut down, but all along downtown on Dolphin Street, all across the port city, businesses shut down ahead of this storm, and for good reason. Not a lot of people on the roadways, which is a good thing. Of course, officials always stress if you don't have to be out here, stay home. Stay home where it's safe. You know, these are not ideal driving conditions. You don't want to be out on the roadway if you don't have to be. We have seen, you know, some people having some close calls out here trying to dodge some of the puddles. Another good sign we have definitely seen ALDOT crews up and down the Causeway. We've also seen Mobile police as well as Spanish Fort police driving up and down. They are on standby and ready to shut down any of the on and off ramps as well as the roadway if needed, but it's almost certain that will eventually have to be done, as there is expected to be not only a lot of rainfall but definitely storm surge coming in from Sally. Reporting live on the Causeway, Lee Peck, Fox 10 News.
All right, Lee, and as he was reporting there, you could hear that whistling sound in the air. My goodness, reporting from the Causeway for us. And from the sound of the wind kicking up, let's go to another sound that we've been hearing in Fairhope, and that's the rain, where we find our Michael Warwick now standing by. Hi, Michael.
Hey, Lenny's, plenty of rain. It was just about 20 minutes ago. Fairhope police came down to the pier with their lights on, going to each and every car. There were probably about 6 or 7 of them, telling them, okay, no more sightseeing and go home. And since then, those are some vehicles that don't have any folks in them. But for this point, there's no more sightseeing down at the pier. But I tell you, a lot of people have wanted to come out and look at the power just so far of Hurricane Sally as we take a look out at the water. My goodness, this is about the most intense it's been here at the pier. The trees howling. I'm glad that you, Lenny and Lee, touched on that as well, because that whistling, that ghostly sound we're hearing here as well. The visibility poor. You cannot see the Mobile skyline. A couple of quick things about the situation in Baldwin County. One, if you're living on Styx River, Fish River, Perdido River, you're being asked to evacuate, and of course, to stay off the roads. Flooding will become a major concern. If it isn't already, as we've seen along the rivers and down at the beaches, it will continue to be a major issue. Emergency managers talking about historic flooding in Baldwin County. Everyone be safe out there. We'll continue to track the conditions as Hurricane Sally gets a little bit closer with each passing hour. Live at Fairhope Pier, Michael Warwick, Fox 10 News.
Michael, thanks very much. Let's swing it back now across the bay. Morella Porter reporting from Bayou La Batre, and of course that area there is prone to flood. Morella, what are you seeing there now?
Hey Byron, right now we're heading down the main stretch here in Bayou La Batre. That's Winslow Avenue. Flipping the camera around right now, you can see the roads very wet. The rain really splashing up on our car. Not sure if you can hear it. At times when we go through heavy rain spots, you can hear it. And when we were sitting waiting to do our live shot, the wind was just kind of rocking our car from time to time. Now, riding through the city, we have seen people out here driving. Zooming in here, zooming in, you can see some people on the roads. Not too bad yet, but of course, as the night goes on and into tomorrow morning and through the day, things are going to get worse. We've already seen some flooding in those flood-prone areas like Shell Belt Road as well as Coden Drive. So that's something that city leaders are keeping their eye on. And we have also seen some traffic signals out here. When we were doing our live shot earlier, we were standing underneath an awning of a bank to kind of shield us from the rain, and the power was just flashing on and off. And of course, the mayor has asked people who live in those high-risk areas, and especially people who live in trailers, to evacuate. He says the city is providing a shuttle for people needing to get to the shelter in Theodore if needed, and if they need to arrange that, they can call the community center or the police department. Trying to stay safe here. The lights are out, so going through the night, it's just important to remember that there will be a curfew here in Bayou La Batre. That's something for people to keep in mind as they're riding through the city. And of course, the mayor says that his biggest concern is going to be this nonstop rain as well as the rising water. So that's just something that people are going to have to keep in mind as they're going through the night. And that curfew tonight is going to be from 8 p.m. to 6 a.m. and that's going to be for tomorrow as well. Live in Bayou La Batre, Marilla Porter, Fox 10 News.
Marilla, stay safe out there. Thanks so much.
All right, Jason, we are all waiting this out together.
It looks like we're going to be stuck with Sally, and these impacts that we're getting just really is the leading edge of the hurricane. It's going to be going on through the night tonight and into tomorrow. We're going to keep going with updates on the half hour between now and Fox 10 News at 9 o'clock. So our next update is at 6:30.